Hey there, Christoph here. Here are some more concepts around what I call Bitcore and Core TnG, the next generation right now, because I do not have a better name. Let's come up with a better one. And the thing that I was trying to figure out here, which was from the previous concept video that I showed, was there was this idea of we can either do a node or we can do a keychain or key locker. We can do all these things. Now, how would this actually work out if, let's say, we try to build an application? So I think the idea with at the very beginning is to have a node runner that is focused on when people are sleeping and they can run a node on their phones. I think it kind of draws us towards something like this here. So it's at night. We want the phone to be on and we want it to sync, but we don't want it to be distracting. So a dark theme kind of makes sense, and just a very simple loading bar, status display, and then once you're done, it just shows you the latest block. So there's something that doesn't bother you while you're sleeping, and this is on your nightstand basically. And then the few small dots here, they could show the strength of your connections, just like the bars here at the top do. And if you wanted to swipe up, then or press this little arrow, then you could see some information about your node and what it's doing. And I could also swipe left and right here maybe. If I swipe to the one side, I would see a QR code, which then would allow me to connect my wallet to this node. I don't know if that's going to be functionality in this application. I just kind of threw it out. And if I tap this icon or I swipe right, then I would see my settings. Not really sure what goes on here. On/off button, pruning or not, allowing connections through this QR code or not. I'm not really sure what goes on here, but I assume we need some settings. So I really started with thinking about what we want this core experience to be like, where it's just on the nightstand and does its own thing. And then, how do we get there as a first user? So I run the application. I see this cover screen, I press start, and then it would take me through onboarding. And these are representative screens, they're not meant to be final. The thing here is that there might be three different types of things we may want to explain. One is what this application actually does, like why you should care about it, that it validates transaction, it strengthens the network, these types of things. For anybody who does not know that yet, as a very quick primer about why you should let this run. Then any additional features, like if we can connect your wallet, that you can do that with the QR code, just extra things that you can do and maybe should do. And then anything else that is good to know. For example, if there's a risk that this uses a lot of storage on your phone, we may also want to point this out and potentially give either show settings here or give quick access to settings where users can adjust this. Now there might be completely different points here, but I think these are kind of the buckets that I'm thinking about. And after the user is pressed next here, they should be able to go straight into this experience. And then it would say, okay, connecting, please wait. These dots start filling up. This loader here just kind of keeps spinning. And then once it has enough connection and starts syncing data, then this circle turns into a proper loader where it starts at the very top and then kind of fills up to 100%. And it might tell me how much time is left. And from there, I really just kind of leave it. I'm not sure what else there is, if there is anything around notifications or system status, widgets, not sure, please let me know. I'm really just kind of trying to rough things in. And then if, let's say, this also has a companion desktop app, my question is just, well, how do we do this? Is it really just a small desktop dock app where I click it and I basically get the same interface here, but it's just contained to this box? Maybe with one or two extra options where I can very quickly have quick access to some other options, like always saying while idle off. Or do we have a dock and this full desktop app, or do we just have a full desktop app? So when I press this little symbol, this thing doesn't even exist, but I get the full desktop application. And if we have a full desktop application, I feel like the light theme is more appropriate. So do we ship then with light and dark modes? All kinds of questions. I don't know the answers. I'm just throwing things out there right now. And then could we also have a watch widget? Probably not right now, but just throwing things out there. And then, once we kind of have figured out this initial version that runs a node on your phone, then, and let's say we add keychain functionality, and we want to get to something like this that is more like a traditional application. So here at the bottom, you see I added tab bars, so I can switch between keys, which is, if the node runs kind of by default, then the keys may be the primary thing that I want to interact, so I can quickly sign transactions. So it would be very simple. I can create keys, I can edit my keys, I click on them, I import transactions, I sign them, I export them, different things. Maybe I can connect a hardware device, maybe I can have a QR code functionality, not really sure. And if I click on node, I do see the same thing as I've seen before. It just fits now with whatever. If we have two themes I can choose from, as it's always light theme, it would just be adjusted. And then on the desktop, application would become a more full-fledged application. So instead of just having this app with kind of a big loader in it, I would have keys and node, and maybe we have other functionality up here. So there's not a ton I can do, but there's more. And then the question is then, well, do we still have this desktop dock application? Then what do we put in here? Do we have keys in here and nodes? We just show the node status and I click a button to get to the desktop application? Not really sure yet. And then if we go a step further, then this kind of, the existing thing scales pretty well. So I just add an extra icon here to the tab bar with the wallet functionality. That becomes the primary functionality when I start this application. Send, receive, transactions, pretty straightforward. Probably no dollar display if we're not pulling in a price feed. Then in the desktop application, very similar layout, just few modifications. We also have tabs at the top, a few buttons. Then I see the wallet information, so this information here and transactions on the same screen. I think that's more of an expectation on desktop. Small option here to switch wallets if I have multiple. And yeah, and then the same thing, the question is then, what do we do with this dock? I haven't really thought through this. Do we show transactions? Is it kind of a quick access to many different features? Do we show a lot of information in here? Not really quite sure yet. So I'm really just wanted to share some progress here, some things I'm thinking about. As I said, I have lots of questions. Maybe you can help answer them. I'm curious. Thank you.